Hello everyone and welcome back to Life of Wonders. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Polo and I love making videos of dolls, toys and Disney collectibles. So if you like this kind of content, definitely stay tuned to my channel. Now today I am very excited as I finally have these two magnificent Disney designer Fairytale sets with me from Frozen. They were released, I believe, around 2013 or so. This is coming from the Heroes and Villains collection, and then they had to make the couple with Anna and Kristoff. And actually, as I'm seeing right now, they kept it all very consistent. I mean, I believe that this couple was just released on its own, not as part of the first wave or the second or the subsequent heroes and villains, but they had to do the couple, and again they used like a similar color for the background. There are differences here, like in the logo, but other than that it's pretty much the same. They use a flower instead of like these swirls, but the brocade background, again, it's very similar, the shades of blue as well. Another thing, well, obviously in this one we get Elsa and Hans as a little plaque with their names, and here we have Anna and Kristoff. And for this one we get the artwork with both of them together on the front, and then in one of the sides it's Elsa, and then in the other side we have Hans. But for the Anna and Kristoff is basically the same artwork everywhere. So they I don't know, that is different. And I mean, I've always loved the artwork so much from these collections, but I have to say that I don't think this particular one is actually making justice to Kristoff. I think he looks kind of awkward, even though I have to say that for me, after Aladdin, is the most lovable Disney character, like as a male, I think. I don't know, he's just too nice, a very he's got a really big heart and he's completely trustworthy, and so it's very lovable in my opinion. But here, I don't know, maybe because it was like an awkward situation, the troll wedding scene, they depicted him that way, but I don't know, I just had to mention that. So I'm going to show you the back of the, well, this video might be a little bit long because what I'm going to do is like I'm going to unbox them, I'm going to give you all the details up close, and I will also be comparing these four dolls with the ones that came with the original first deluxe gift set, and they're wearing very similar outfits actually, especially these two. For these ones, they're actually wearing the crowns and the capes from the trolls. And then later on, I believe 2 years or 3 years after, the Disney Store released another set that was half the price of this, obviously with more details, that is with no embroidery and stuff, no eyelashes and things like that, but you could get the crowns and capes as well. So that's that. But anyway, so I will show you the back, I will read every piece of information for you, then I will proceed with the unboxing, and then I will do the comparison, and I'll give you my final thoughts and feelings about these dolls. And I'm so excited because I love Frozen. I mean, I really do love Frozen ever since the first movie came out. I think the first movie for me, it's like my favorite of the two, and now I'm very excited because at Disneyland Paris they're refurbishing the Disneyland Hotel, and then they have planned a whole new refurbished like rooms that are going to be themed for different princesses like Cinderella, Beauty and the Beast, Rapunzel, Frozen, I don't know. And then there are the standards, I think. We'll have little things here and there for all the princesses. And the presidential suite, that was originally, obviously, because of the Castle of Sleeping Beauty, and the suite is actually looking towards the inside of the park, and it has like the best views. It was themed for Sleeping Beauty, and now the newer refurbished one is going to be the presidential suite is going to be themed for Frozen. And at first, I was a bit, I mean, I love Frozen, but then it was such an iconic suite that I never got to actually experience in person. I was in the Castle Club level a couple of times, but I think that one of the times it was called a Tinkerbell suite, even though it was not like Tinkerbell themed as such, like totally themed or anything. It was just like a room that was facing the parks. Anyway, I'm just talking too much, but anyway, I never got to experience the original one, and I always wanted, because I don't know, I love the classics and all, and then I thought, oh my goodness, what are they going to do with the Frozen theming? And then the castle is obviously Sleeping Beauty, and I don't know, but then at the same time I'm intrigued, and I don't know, and I love Frozen, so in a way I'll try to have my mind open, and if I do very much like it, maybe in the future as a super royal treat I will get to experience that suite, because I mean, to me, it's my favorite suite from all the Disney hotels in the world, because once again, it is in the top floor of the Disneyland Hotel, and it's facing the whole park, super close, much closer than the Disneyland Hotel in Tokyo, etc., etc. And I think it would be a very dreamy, I don't know, sort of like, yeah, moment for me. So if I can ever make it possible, I will definitely be sharing it with all of you. For now, I will proceed with this review, but I had to mention that I'm excited about the Frozen themed rooms at Disneyland Hotel in Paris. Okay, so I'm a little bit shaky. I'm sorry about that. There is a lot of information. As you can see, the layout is slightly different, but I'm going, and it's in English and French, as it was at the time these releases were happening. I'm going to read a little bit of the information for Elsa and Hans, and it says, Disney's designer fairy tale collection brings together the legendary heroes and villains you love in a series inspired by your favorite Disney fairy tales. Disney Store artists have captured the timeless struggle between good and evil in magnificent detail, conveying both the wonderful wickedness and bold heroic spirit of these unforgettable characters. Rich, evocative, and dramatic, the Disney Designer Fairy Tale Collection will be a treasure keepsake for collectors and Disney fans alike. And then right over here we have like the artwork, and then a few of the details pointed out. Again, the first deluxe set of these dolls is already incredibly detailed, and that is why I want to put it side by side. And I think there is an Elsa from the parks that I do have, like I will show it at the end of the video, that has like a very similar dress with this similar pattern, but obviously this, I don't know, the technique and the fabric is different, but it's similar, you know. It's a cheaper version, and but I think it's one of the closest to these. Hans is very, very similar. It's just I don't know, you will see. Anyway, so he here it says, dressed to impress with intricate gold embroidery on collar, lapels, cuffs, and epaulets. Delicate gown and ice frosted bodice sparkle with wintry beauty. Gleaming ominous looking sword, dainty shoes with ice crystal pattern, crystalline snowflakes drift and shimmer across a swirling icy cape. So excited to take them out of the box, and that way I will show you how big the gown is and everything. And then here we have the layout of the I don't know, the information for Anna and Kristoff, and it's, as you can see, it has a different fashion. So here how they present them, it's like charming in their troll-made capes and crowns, beautiful, spirited Anna and raggedly handsome Kristoff seems to be discovering something for the first time. The friendship that began on their perilous journey to the North Mountain to save Elsa has led them to a budding romance, or romance. Soon they will realize that in each other they have found the true love they can trust in and depend on forever, providing that adventures of the spirit often lead to adventures of the heart. Super beautiful. And then here we have a picture of Anna, really nicely framed, delicate leafy headdress set with iridescent gems adorns Anna's braids. Sweeping deep green mossy cape features subtle two-tone artwork and gleaming jewels. And then here we have the braids, gold satin trim, and floral rose maiden inspired artwork decorate the velvety textured bodice. Royal blue scat is adorned with intricate embroidered artwork and sparkling gems. Intricate gold metallic artwork decorates high black boots. And then for Kristoff, vines bind the intricate twig headdress, and mossy cape features a unique grass color. Ragged tunic has lash far trim. Sturdy snow boots are slightly distressed. They do that for all the designer ones, like to add realism. They actually make like cuffs and things like that on the boots. So each one of these sets was originally 130 US dollars, 110 Great Britain pounds, and 120 euros, I believe, at the time. You can still find, like, there were I believe there was 6,000 of them for each one. I will show you right now how they're displayed inside of their boxes. They are intact, and I will definitely take everything off. But the thing is, as there are other dolls, especially, there has been a lot of merchandise for Frozen and a lot of different releases of classic dolls, park dolls, gift sets, etc., 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 that these aren't the most popular ones, and I believe you can still find them for less than double the price, the retail price, which I think is pretty cool because these dolls are super beautiful. I particularly love the face sculpts for both Elsa and Anna. I love the extra detail, of course, and I think that for the prices you can still find them, and sometimes, again, probably not retail, but just slightly higher than that. I would say they're definitely worth it. Anyway, I will show you how they are displayed inside of their boxes, and then I'll proceed with the review. Okay, so here we have Elsa and Hans, and they're looking so gorgeous. There's a lot of reflection. One thing I am noticing is that even though this has been kept in pristine condition and everything, and they do have the dust cover, and this is my favorite sort of like cabinet display that the Disney Store has created. I'm not quite sure that this methacrylate plastic ages well. I mean, it's been about a decade since its original release, but as you can see, it the plastic has yellowed a little bit, and that is a little bit disappointing because I love these cases and I think they're the most protective. I think they're the most exposing when display, and I just simply love them. But I mean, if it's turning another color is a bit of a problem. But anyway, so here they are. They are just looking so gorgeous, and I think that over here it's one of 6,000. My one is actually looking the other way, so I can see my number, but as you can see, they look so beautiful. And now I will show you Anna and Kristoff. Okay, so here we have Anna and Kristoff, and here you can see, well, obviously with Elsa as well, that yeah, one of the reasons I love this set so much is because look at these faces. I mean, it's actually the first edition and adults were having like very funny faces. I know it's a hilarious characters at times, but I felt that they weren't being as justice as you know the beauty of Anna. I love that in this version she has like the white little streak of hair, and they're both looking very very gorgeous. So again, obviously they didn't create anything new as per se, like for other designer collections. It's just like a more intricate, adorned, and more expensive sort of like version of themselves, which I like. I like very very much, and I also like that they're wearing like this moment is very dreamy in the movie. And like, once again, Aladdin is my number one male character, but seriously, Kristoff is just so lovable, adorable, all things good. And I think that this what this set I don't know breathes, it's like love, but true love, you know, the kind of love that you don't see it coming, but it you realize that it's been there, for the good and the bad and all those things. And that is this is one of the most amazing sorry, love couples, actually, in my opinion. So anyway, and here you can see what I was saying. I mean, they've had the dust covers and everything. I mean, you cannot distinguish it as much when it's but you can see that the plastic has yellowed a little bit, and that is a bit disappointing because again, I love this. But anyway, I guess that with the correct measures and you know, acetate plastic, you could create another another one of these. But it's a pity because this is so sturdy and so well made and so easy to display, and also create like a whole wall with all these cabinets, because you can put one on top of each other, and you don't need a piece of furniture really. So I believe they're super cool. Anyway, and here, as I don't know, the cabinet cannot be as tall. We have Kristoff um crown right over there. So anyway, I will unbox both of them. I will give you all sorts of details, and then I will proceed with the comparison with the classic and the gift set dolls. And I'll give you my final thoughts and feelings, and I hope you enjoy the review all throughout it. Okay, so here we have the two couples out of the box, and I am absolutely delighted with them. They are just um, incredible, really. Seriously, there are so many details that might escape when you even try to think that they're that close to the classic dolls, or even the deluxe set, or I don't know. There's so many details in these dolls that in my opinion just make them super worth it. And also again, for the price you would normally find them, which are not like the highest from this collection, I think is pretty cool. So we will start with Elsa right here. And Elsa has the same face sculpt, although the way she's looking to this side is different to the other Elsa dolls I do have. She has extra long hair that it's this sort of like platinum blonde. I think in the movie is even more platinum. There is some yellow undertones to it, but it's super long. It's definitely longer than the classic ones, and then there are rhinestones all throughout the braid. It's a little bit dry at the end. I mean, it's soft, but at the end the hair is a bit dry. I think this probably had gel, and it's like dried completely after all these years. Um, Otherwise, I mean, she has um, still gel all around, and she has more rhinestones, and she's super beautiful. And there's also something that it's very characteristic for this edition, and is that she has the pearly finish to it, to the skin, which I think is super fitting for her in particular. And I love her makeup. I love how everything is kind of accentuated. And this dress, though, I thought it would be smaller, but once it's taken out of the box, it's super big, and it's quite possibly the biggest I've seen for for Elsa, for this size. And it has many layers and is super intricate. There's no embroidery as such, although you can see that for the cape, there are a lot of like rhinestones applied, and also there is like these printed details of snowflakes, and then it's layered with the um, I think that the outer layer, it's more of the sturdier organza one, and the inner layer, it's a very soft organza material. I would say it's not satin, and so all her body, which actually has this super articulated body, included the knees, and then I will show you the heels, which are amazing. Most of the people cannot show the shoes because the way the dress was pinned inside of the box, and wow, like I was super surprised with them. I'm going to show you how big the cape is actually, and then after I go over every single one doll, I will compare it with the closest I have from either the deluxe set or the parks version. And again, this is just so beautiful. The snowflakes pattern continues on the back. It has like these big pattern. It's very big, as you can see. It's very big, and it's actually flowy. It's just that as it was pinned in many places, I don't know, it kept the shape. But as you can see, there are many shades of blue here. There's the printed one, there is this one that reminds me so much of the Cinderella live action gown. Then there is this one that is more of a paler blue. And then when we well, actually the bodies, I don't know, I mean, this is all together. I didn't take it there. Okay, so it's all connected, it's one piece. And so the bodies doesn't come as a separate piece, but rather it's stitched to the skirt. And then there's this organza with another snowflake motif with rhinestones, and then there's more rhinestones over there and around the collar. And then there are these square crystals that are actually replicated in the one that I'm going to show you, that I believe is one from the parks. Instead of the crystals, it's like a printed pattern of very similar to this one, and I think they really wanted to replicate. In fact, I think it's the closest. It's very close to this. It's just that this is a more luxurious one. And then the dress has like this mermaid shape with the um oops, actually what I noticed, I just noticed this now, the way it was pinned, it was all using, so you really would have to be careful using these old-fashioned metallic pins as opposed to plastic. And I had to be very careful. It's pretty cool because I think it leaves you know, a minor hole when compared to the plastic tags. But seriously, that one, I found it now, and you really should be careful when unpinning or unpinning and taking them out of the box. So the dress is lined, I mean, it has like another shade of blue that has these metallic shades, or these metallic iridescent finish. And then on the inside it has a deep purple, very soft satin. And her, I mean, she's fully articulated. She has the pearly finish for the rest of the body. And then just please, I mean, you would imagine that she would have the exact same shoes as the deluxe or the classic one, but I can tell you, I don't know if the camera is actually picking it up, but these shoes are so much sturdier. I mean, they won't bend. They are super super solid, and then they have this iridescent to it, um that it reflects all colors. It reminds me again of the Cinderella live action Swarovski inspired shoes, and they're super beautiful. And they're super beautiful and so much better than I was imagining they would be. Oops. So that they are. So she has the flat feet, but as she has articulation around the ankle, she's very very flexible. And that is for Elsa, that I will just leave there. And then we move to Hans. And Hans, I think I'm trying to, just give me a second because I have my other hands here. Okay, so this hand looks more evil and up to something than the other one that I do have from the deluxe collection. I will put it side by side later on. Um, I mean, I think, yeah, I mean, it's just the total. I think it's the same face coat, but it's painted differently in the way this eyebrow is arched for this one, whether for the other one it isn't, and it's looking so much nicer. Here, it's almost like he's thoughtful and, planning something. And then, even though the other hand doll, it's very very intricate as well, and they've used many layers and buttons and different materials. Actually, the vest from the other one, I love it even more because it's made out of flannel, and this is like a satin. And so you can get that the other one, it's actually very detailed as well, but this one has much more detail in the way that this is embroidered. Then this is also embroidered around here. She has gloves, he has gloves, and the other one does not. There is this sword over there. This is much more intricate as well. And then there are so the hair is very nicely sculpted and painted with two tones of his eyes are green. He's looking so evil, which I love. um and then on the back we can actually appreciate the embroidery as well. There is a lot of embroidery going on that I will compare it in a bit with the deluxe one. But it's just super cool. And then the boots are the same, but these have like extra painting that makes it all very very realistic. The sword, I didn't because it's sewn to the pants, so I just left it like that. And then moving to the next couple, that is my favorite. I mean, they're so adorable, so so crazy. I don't know. You can breathe the love vibe from these two, I think, and it's just super super beautiful. So I placed on top of Kristoff had the crown made by the trolls. And as you can see, it's very intricate all around. It's very tall, so that is why it had to be behind her inside of the box, because otherwise, I mean, they couldn't make the display case bigger or taller. And I can see that in these, I mean, there she has the same sculpt. I mean, this the same face sculpt, and he has it too. But from the deluxe one, he's actually looking to the other side, and she looks so silly from the previous, like, first editions ones. And here, the painting, even though it's the same face sculpt, you can see how the painting makes such a huge difference from actually from silly to gorgeous. In the case of, yeah, in the case of Anna, she has the two braids. They are probably the same size as the deluxe one. I just love her face. It's just very, um, it's very adorable. The way um, I mean, the makeup is minimum, but the little blush, the way the expression of the brows makes a real difference. And then we can see that also the bangs is so much better done. These bangs actually reminds me so much of the Cinderella dolls, which they try to replicate that and then put like a spare streak of hair over there. It's very similar, but for the classic Elsa or even the deluxe one or the Parks one, it's so much rougher, and you will see in a moment. Basically, Kristoff is very cool as well. He has the sculpted hair. Well, I'm going to take, so you can see it's incredibly detailed. I think hers is sewn, and I haven't taken off her head. As you can see, it's incredibly detailed and very nicely painted. They're both having these super heavy lined capes, that in this case it has like the fringe here. I mean, it was like put inside that thread. There are buttons. It's actually tied up. Her hair, sorry, his hair, I'm super tired, but I really wanted to make this video to share it with all of you. It's more of a golden tone, and also what I found is that for the deluxe doll, they gave him a very black brows, that in this case they're more like brown. And it's very nicely painted, and as you can see, the capes are amazing. They have like this, it's like a suede material, and so things will get stuck easily, and then it's lined with this super soft satin material. And then the outfit, I'm just looking at the other doll. Like, the thing is, I will put them, I will do it one by one so you can see the details up close. It's very similar, but you can see that there's much more detail, and the materials are actually different. The fur is different. This fur is wilder and longer. Then there is this embroidery, and the whole sash that goes all around is all like an embroidered pattern. And then the gloves have like these suede ribbon, and there are two different colors, and it's just so much more detail. The boots, I believe, are the same. I think that the boots are the same, to be honest. The let me touch the other one. Okay, no, it's so different. The pants, you will see it in a moment, really. But this is the same fabric as this one, as they actually use for the deluxe one is more of fleece. This is like wool. I mean, I would describe it as wool, and the other is more like cotton fleece. And this is suede, and the other one is pleather, and those are the differences. And then for her, she's looking just so gorgeous. Her cape has these crystals adorning like the collar area around all around. Actually, her crown is very beautiful, very nicely painted as well. It's very long, as you can see. The pattern is different than his, and it's very beautiful as well, and very long. And then it's lying on the inside with this satin, very nicely done. The oops, that jewel it's in that position anyway, so that's there. And then here you can see that the bodies is like a very nice again velvety material with the embroidery and the added rhinestones. Then she has a much tighter inner blouse. This is a whole piece altogether. Then the blouse is another piece that is not connected to the vest. Then she has these gloves that are actually made out of a suede material as well, as opposed to acrylic, as you're going to see in the other one. And this is the skirt, which is a separate piece. So the deluxe one is all like a printed one. Here there are like two layers. There's this purple one on the inside. There's a little bit of like again, she has like the super articulated body, and then there is this purple one on the inside, and then there is this other layer that has like this edge, and it's layered as well with another. So this is like more of like raw silk finish. Then it has all the embroidered details, and with the stones, with the rhinestones adorning it all around. It's not just on the front, and it makes like a much more luxurious finish to the whole thing. The only thing is that obviously for the classic or the deluxe one, she's wearing the cape in magenta color, and um the uh, the hat. And then here you can see that they're wearing the trolls wedding capes. And then she has the same boots, but I have to say that these ones have the soles painted, whether the other one that I do have, it's all black. That's basically the main difference. And now what I'm going to do is like a side-to-side comparison one by one. Okay, and here we have them both side by side. And again, if you were just looking at this doll or at this doll separately, you would think that they are so much more similar, and they are both very intricate in detail. And in fact, they are, but they are different. And you can quite possibly pinpoint the differences much more better right now that they're side by side. What I was meaning to, well, the skin complexion is different. This one has a more rosy or pink undertones. And what I was meaning before is that even though I believe they have the same face sculpt, the way their face is painted is totally different. This one being so much more evil looking. Yeah, definitely. They're looking to different sides, but as you can see, this one has like the raised brow, and this one is looking almost like it. I mean, it's funny because I think he has the villain, sort of like the end of the movie outfit, same as this one, but he's looking like at the beginning of the movie, like, you know, he's looking like a good, you know, good-hearted prince. But in here you can see the evil size. I I I think, even though I believe it's the same scope, just painted different. This hair has more of a metallic finish. This hair also has a bit of a metallic finish, but not as much. And then I don't know, but mine has like an extra hair painted like that. And everything is like basically the same in terms of the sculpt. The points of articulation are the same. Now, differences in the outfit. Okay. This is quite possibly the only incredibly similar fabric, and I believe it's similar. Now, this is coming from the deluxe set, and it's already very deluxe, actually. There is a lot of details that nowadays we cannot find in the classic dolls as much as we find in this one, to be honest. And I'm super surprised. Like, for example, we don't even have buttons for the princess anymore, which is outrageous in a way. I really don't understand. Okay, but the thing is, okay, the jacket. The jacket, this one has embroidery, while this one has non-embroidery, not at all. Because even this detail is just like thread sewn onto the fabric. Now, this fabric for the jacket is cotton. This is suede material. Now, all this is embroidered. And for this one is printed. And one thing I actually like very much from this doll is this flannel sort of like vest. And then for him they have chosen this raw silk sort of material. Then the scarf, it's actually nicer here, but it's not much of a difference there. The both the cuffs are, you know, this one has sewn details and embroidery all around, and this is just sewn details, and it's also like suede material, and this is cotton. And then going to these cords and color, that you can see that they're very different. They are. I mean, seriously, you wouldn't think it's so much different, but it is in reality. And then this is the way it looks from the back. This is the back of the other doll. So there's embroidery around here. There is some details around there. The buttons are super cool, actually. Again, that we normally don't find on the princess anymore. And this jacket has more embroidered details on the back. There are no bottoms here, but embroidered details as well, and then it's lined in black, and this is just a layer of suede material. And yeah, the boots are the same. It's just that these boots have extra painted details for an added realism. Then this one comes with a sword, this does not. The bottoms for the vest are different, and for the trousers too, but the construction of the trousers are very similar. This one has like silky gloves, and this does not. Other than that, this is hands, which might be again at the first glance the one that is more similar, but in reality you can see there are differences. And now we will move to Kristoff. Okay, so here we have both Kristoff dolls. They do have the same face sculpt. It's just that they look into different sides. The thing I mentioned before is that, as you can see, well, I think that his hair is more golden. Different shade of gold, though. They're both gold, but different in a way. And his eyebrows are more of a brown color, and these eyebrows are more of a darker brown. Again, I'm being very, very picky here, but I really wanted to mention everything. This one comes with a crown, and this one does the little hat that this one does not. Now, when it comes, obviously, this one doesn't have the cape. This one does have this beautiful cape. I cannot compare it with the budget version of the troll wedding set that they released years after, but I believe they tried to replicate this, but without spending so much more money. It was very, very affordable, like probably 30 something, $36 at the time, same in euros. I don't know about just now. I think it's definitely, which I wouldn't get. I mean, the thing is, again, these designer fairy tale boxes, sometimes you can find them for 200 euros, and the version of them dressed as um for this wedding troll wedding occasion sometimes is found for 80 to 100. I would say go for the designer if you can just save a little bit more, because what you're basically getting is a classic doll with a very cheap cape. But I mean, it's an option as well. It's just that with the inflation of reselling, because if you were to buy it from the original price, with the original retail price, which was 30 something, that's obviously so worth it. But being resold for 100, it's much better to buy the resold designer fairy tale than that one, in my opinion. So that is that. Now, looking at the outfits, you might think, oh, it's very similar. Well, this is like the wool sort of like material I was talking about earlier, and this is more of a suede material. This is like the crazy, sort of like very realistic, fur. This is another sort of fur that is also very cool looking and everything. It's just different. I think this one is much more realistic. I really don't mind, like seriously, they both look super cool. The differences are minor, like this is embroidered, this is stitched or sewn in. This is I believe is it one piece, or I think it's two pieces but sewn together. Um, anyway, the materials are different. This is the sort of like material I was referring to earlier, which is like cotton, like that you sometimes can find it in pajamas and I don't know, but as you can see, it's totally different. This is more of a wool material as well. This is like a tighter wool, this is a loosened wool. And here is this soft other material, different. And then this is pleather with cord. The and this is suede with the wool material, and this is the same material as this and this, and I don't know, they're just again minor. Then the sash or the belt is the one thing that is quite possibly most different from the whole outfit. This one has embroidered stitched detail. It's very sturdy, and this is just the satin sash, basically. Um, that's what it is. And then the boots, I thought they would be the same, and in fact they are the same sculpt. It's just that I think that this one is quite possibly, as you can see, it's not me saying it, but as you can see, it's been painted more delicately, um, giving it a more realistic. I mean, they're almost the same, but you can see that here the paint is a bit rougher. But other than that, I mean, they're both gorgeous. They really are gorgeous. I didn't like the artwork that they used for, because he's not smiling in that awkward sort of like face that he's making for the artwork of the designer one. But they're both looking, and in fact, I think I kind of like um hmm, I don't know, in terms of faces, I just love them both, really, I think. Yeah, in a way, I do. So this is for Kristoff, and now we will proceed with Anna. Okay, and here we have both Anna dolls. Again, this one is the one from the parks, which I find slightly more like superior to the one from the deluxe set. The deluxe set came with glitter all around. This one does not has this one does not have as much glitter, and then the cape is longer, and yeah, So she was I actually traded, and I changed her for the Parks one. Now that I do have these ones, I'm going to, I have a nephew that, he's so into Frozen at the moment, so into Frozen. And so I'm going to give, these all these four, dolls as a present for my nephew, as he will absolutely love them. And I will keep, I mean, because again, like, I don't like having so many doubles and things like that. I mean, I like having, like, for example, if I have a character like Snow White, but every single character, I mean, every single Snow White I have is dressed up differently, then it kind of makes sense. But if it doesn't, I would only, I would choose my favorite, and then, um I would either sell it, or give it away to someone I know, it will appreciate it, very much. So, yeah. So this is the best Anna I had in my collection until now, of 11 inches height. And this is the designer Fairytale. As you can see, the face sculpt is the same. The painted, or the screening of it, is completely different, and it gives a complete different, final look to it. This one looks silly, and actually sillier than in the movie, even though she's supposed to portray a, a fun character at times. But she looks so silly in reality, and this one looks so lovable. And it's just the painting, that differs. Obviously, I mean, she has, rooted, lashes and stuff, but this is one face, this is the other face. They're looking to the same size, or the same side. Um, the braids are quite possibly similar in size or in length. It's just that this one has like the white streak. This does not. And also, as you can see, the bangs, or the fringe, that I was explaining earlier, it's just carried out in a completely different manner. This reminds me more of a classic Cinderella, but for this one, they it's just too simple. Just too simple. And again, so many people say, "Oh, I wouldn't buy this one because it's just so similar." But okay, I don't think it is. I mean, I think they're, obviously they have not changed as many things, but the overall feeling that you're getting with this one is so amazing. It's really amazing. Even though, again, as I was saying, I changed things for her to be like the best option in this size, with no glitter and things like that. Okay, so the thing that this one has, and this that, one over here does not, is the cape. This cape, again, is from the parks. It's longer than the one from, I think that the classic one is slightly shorter, and I don't know if it has this double sort of like thing. And then she has the hat. Right, okay. The dress is one piece altogether. The whole thing is one piece. Is it? I think it is. No. Let me see. I'm not sure anymore. No, so the skirt is one piece, and then the top is another whole different piece. Okay. And I believe that is why I changed the skirt to be a non-glitter one. Now, as you can see, the pattern, is the same. This one is much more puffier, and then it has two layers. There's the inner layer in purple that for this one is just printed, and it's only one layer. And then it has this raw silk, double layered, or double lined, skirt with the, the pattern that it's printed kind of here. Now, what I find very intricate about this one is that the embroidery is just so precise to the pattern that we all know, and it's just like coming straight from the animation, and it's very nicely not only embroidered but adorned with these rhinestones in different colors, and it's all around, and I think it makes her look so cool. Now the bodice is exactly this. Well, the satin for the inner, as you can see here, is tighter than this one. These gloves are synthetic or acrylic, and these ones are suede. Okay, my dog is snoring. Please. It's hilarious. Just forget about that. I think he's probably having a nightmare. Should I wake him up? Anyway, so that's that, and then the bodies here, well, as you can see, it's a printed detail. um it's not too bad at all, really. It's really nicely painted or printed, and then it's all sewn together into one piece, but in reality there are like two layers to it. And then this one here is velvety. Again, they've done a great job to change it to be really nicely embroidered, and then they added the rhinestones in the places where here it's glitter. What about the flowers? I didn't take these ties, I'm very sorry. So I cannot see the flower thing, but yeah, I can see it now. So it's embroidered too, and basically, I mean, it looks very, very similar, but those are the differences. Now the boot, well, the body, this one is super articulated, this one has the bend and snap knees and the flat feet, and the boots are okay. For whatever reason, one of the boots have a sole painted and the other does not. I really don't understand why that was happening, but that that was the case. And then this one has both soles painted, but not just painted, but I mean, can you see that the painted details are just as with Kristoff boots? It's there is the way it's been painted by hand is just obviously both boots would have been painted by hand, but this one they put a little bit more of effort, I would say, but the sculpt is the same for the boots. And yeah, these are the differences in every single doll. So now I'm going to put them all together, and then I will give you my final thoughts. Okay, you guys, so here you have the 8 of them all lined up together, and I hope that you can see again that there are like major differences, even though they might not be as noticeable as other dolls, but they're there. And I hope that this review has been helpful in, showing you the details of the designer fairy tale ones, the ones from the parks, the ones from the deluxe set. Um, for all of you Disney and Frozen fans, I'm super happy to have done these and share it with all of you. And so if you have enjoyed it, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. That will definitely give me a lot of support. And also let me know about your thoughts and opinions and feelings. And what about your personal collections? I mean, which ones do you have? Do you have other versions that I have not included in here? I would love to know and interact with all of you. For now, I hope you all stay safe, and I'll see you very, very soon. Bye bye.